EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. It's second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. And now we go down to the action at the first. Stepping up to the first tee for this second round, Frank, what's the mindset, do you think?
Has to be, hopefully, like yesterday, where they played extremely well. If we get another carbon copy of that, we're in for some real delight.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Getting set to play the second shot here at the first hole. That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, this is a nice looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards. But challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second. Oh, I liked that.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Is a beauty, a real beauty. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right.
Sneaks that in. We're now tied.
Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here. And if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, this is right at
it. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Frank, we're not at the beach. We're in the California desert, but I'm staring at plenty of sand right here.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving here. This is where somehow you do have to focus on exactly where they put the flag, and that's on the green stuff. Green is 36 paces deep. If you can just focus on that and don't let Pete Dye's sort of weirdness with all that snaking bunkers left and right, then just try and approach it as a straightforward par 3. I know it's easy to say, hard to do.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. How about that bunker shot, Frank?
That's up there with the greats. The sound, too, is wonderful. Good use of the bounce, and it looked like they were trying to hold it.
Drops into a tie for the lead after that bogey.
I'm going to have to shake that off very quickly.
So we played our first par 3, now to the first par 5 on this golf course at PGA West. It is the 535-yard fifth hole. Frank, it appears as though it rewards precision off the tee.
And the bombers, too. You can run out of water at 335 yards. So for the Dustin Johnsons of the world and the Rory Mcilroys, that's nearly doable. But if you can't hit it that far, it's quite obvious. You've got to keep it down the right side. And for those people, they put 2 little bunkers there. That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Locked in on the read and the speed. That's a birdie. Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3 sixth. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
You are right. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. This looks like it's going to find the target.
That was well done, and now a very short putt to get out of here with a bogey.
Well, it could be a lot worse, that's for sure. 5 minutes ago. Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. See the bunker down there in the distance? That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Just a couple of feet. So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. 555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a two-shotter or a three-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 330-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle nose down.
Can't even see it from here. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly. So now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
Pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up.
Once considered the best player at the college level, our featured golfer makes birdie sitting comfortably inside the cut line. Frank, the 9th hole at 452 yards with that water down the right is really a test of a player's driving ability, isn't it?
It is, and his ability to sort of take the shot on. Ideally, just something with a little bit of a fade, unless you can carry the ball 300 yards. Then you can get it just past that bunker. But when you look at this hole, notice how that fairway just starts to open up. So Pete Dye will reward an aggressive tee shot, but also he'll punish it if it's wayward.
Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did. This is an awkward length.
Continues to putt beautifully. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And we are back at PGA West, getting set to continue the action on the back nine. Beautiful hole here. Rock border that lines the water here at number 10. It's 416 yards. Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left, there's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of play in the front and then find the trouble behind the screen. So second shot, judging the distance, imperative here.
This could be a good one. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Getting set now over the putt. That's how you maintain momentum. Make those putts for par. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole, a par 5 that you can't reach. You can still play it as a three-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Well, too bad. He gives one back. Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
Couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter, but it requires a better shot.
Frank here at the par 4 12th, getting ready for this approach shot. Good chance for a 3.
There is. Notice the contours on the green. They sort of slope towards the back and down that left side. So you can actually use that in your favor with this approach.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Safely aboard. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Oh, I thought he had that. Pretty good effort right there.
Really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, this is no easy shot here at the par 3 13th.
Yeah, 13th hole. I mean, it's so appropriate, the number of the hole for this this design by Pete Dye. Wooden bulkheads, I mean, they give you sort of that harsh look. And this is just an absolute scorecard wrecker. You get a little cavalier here, you'll just rack up a number. There's nothing wrong with just hitting it to the right side of this green, just taking a 3. Hazard?
Maybe wet. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
It's a good-looking putt right here. He might like it. What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's 2 definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Now to the par 4, 15th hole, 468 yards. Frank, what do you like about number 15?
The variation of the bunkering here, Rich, I think is excellent. The bunker that meanders its way down the right side tends to go to the right, and then you start to see those two bunkers down the left side. You've really got to try and take that second one on the left out of play. That requires something in excess of 280 yards. From there on in, you've got a chance.
Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that, too? I mean, it could have hit the flag and bounced away instead, straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Trying to make yet another birdie. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Now to the signature par 3. It only plays 168 yards from the tips, but the tee sits up high and the wind can blow, and a lot can happen here. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Pretty good stroke right there, just to hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again, water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Maybe try up next. This one just requires a little bit of focus. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Just a couple of feet. He's made it. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.